Abti Mbabahe.
Oh, so your dad's brother is also Abti.
Yeah.
السلام عليكم دمان أصحابتي أدبرين والسلام يا waxaa jira oo soo batay dadka calooshood u shaqaystayaalka ahaa
وشدد العقاب هدان حق كولايهي on dib iyo dhaaf kula soo maray tii bishada feeraha iyo caloosha kugu dhacdo laba sanana isbitaal jiif ilaaha
We do cousin, or do you have something for cousins?
Cousin, we call them Inamabaret.
So what do you call a goat?
A goat we call Rio.
Rio.
Yeah.
What about many, is that many goats or one goat?
waxaro iyo riyo qurun dudaysa dhan qoomiyad dhan oo Soomaaliya baa timi annaga reer hebel bahashu waa soo dhaaftay qurun dhan waa 100,000 oo qoys wax ka badan saasay u fagaga xilaan Suldan Serar qaati billahi u taagay habar hooyadiisa Allah baaraya wariya ilaahay yaqaan waalidow carruurta habar ka daayay isma qabato marna inay ooydaan hadhow idin huri mayso markaad maanta habaartaan biri idinka u murugoonaya bismillah salaamu alaykum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh waa gudoomiye maxkamadda sare social media waa idin salaamaya meel kasta ka joogtaan daafaca caalamka like inoo saara subscribe channelka inoo saara salliga nabiga ha hilmaamin alayhi salaatu wasalaam xilli salaad haday idin tahay orday oo kaca soo tukada waaye inta kadib marka koowaad Allah nu mahad celinayna mahad ka mugay miisaan weyn dunida dhamaanteed anigu waxaan rabaa inaan bal qoladan groupkan dhan Somalida la helay war baan oranaya bal marka koowaad Suldan Serar baan ku bilaabaynaa war Suldan haye
السلام عليكم دمان أصحابتي أدبرين والسلام يا
musiga naga daado
waxaa jira oo soo batay dadka calooshood u shaqaystayaalka ahaa
haye
waxaa jira qof magaceeda ku qaraabanaya
haye
oo si qaldan madax u weydiisanaya
haye
oo dhahaya hooyadii baa xanuunsan
haye
anagu hooyadii ka habaarmayna laakiin ku jecelahay inuu dadka hooyooyinka habaaro
waa sax haye
alxamdulillah wala caafimaad wala nimcaysan yahay
rad hada hees baa naftina ugu keentay yaa ilaahay yaqaan ma hadlaysa mise waa heesiisa Suldan oo dhibadan idaacadiga waxaaba noo sheegaysa wana salaamaysa iyo ma garanaysa bulshada Soomaaliyeed wax la wadaagaysa xayta heestan ka dhaxyeeraysa balaaya anaga arag على كل حال قلا waxay ka samaysatay page iyo meelaha iyo wax ka samaysatay anigu waa arkay Suldan Serar soo isu qaloocinay waa nin fanaan inuusan waxa chance ba u hayn inuu soo dhigo isagoo ismaroorinayay afaarahaas oo ma fahmaysa marba isagoo si ah baa la soo dhigaa isagoo page-ka waa arkay waa been waxba kama jiraan hadeerna hooyadiisu ku qaraabanaya ninka hooyadiis buu ku qaraabanaya waa u dambaynaynaa bal qolada Soomaalida inagu soo guurtay baynu dambaysiinayna bal maamadan dhageyst
Soomaali maryooley dhoocusha mu jeedin ya gabadhaan video maxaa ugu duubaa gabadhii oo live ka darteeda aan ugu ooyin inaan ooyo igaarsiisay oo caas waalideenta ahayd waay shaafi basadiir 10 iyo 2 cunug ninkii aakhiro u diray oo dhahay way dhintaan weligay ilmo ma dhalin weligay wax ma dhalin gabadh uu dhalay waayno gabadheedu curada waa taas inta isku deeska ii siibatay soo soco ay tiri ooyay macaanay hayga tagin hadda xaafaday bariiska ka karinoosa habaar qabtaa habaar waa habaaran balqiiso santuuji waa habaarantay kulay raas rasuul ma arkaysid ilaahay waxaan kaaga bargi tii bish inay feeraha ku fadhiisato feeraha hadaa xaq kugu leeyahay hooyada aan kula soo qaday oo kula soo qariibay oo qalbiga aan ka jeclahay afkayga ilaahay ma fiirina moogta Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bartaas oo fiiriya qalbada ya ilaahay waa qafuur rahiim wa shadidul iqaab hadaan xaq kugu leeyahay oo dib iyo dhaaf kula soo maray tii bishada feeraha iyo caloosha kugu dhacdo laba sanana isbitaal jiif ilaahan kaaga bari naaga wax ma ku sheega ima wacaysid waa in nacab tahay ima arki kartid telefoon igama qabanaysid ima soo wacanaysid hadaan ku raadi waa iga dhuumane كل فيديو وأكد أنت أذاك اللي في أنت صور كعك ساقط أنا بابلي كان كانوا لك يكن وحن كشتوا عليه الله هدو عليه هاي هذا الربين إن أنا سيران يسكت درن أوفرد بحر وإلا واجي حسن عداء عن كسر شركة هل درع أن حرت ما هيستقدر كي يكن صدح بار صار لك أبالنتي أقول لها نينكاس كيرنا جمد يبقى يقولي نجدا صار لك يقول لكم محرن يسوق العداء هذين دتك نمك جريت لك يجي قاتل يهدو جروب كحرني هي وأخوك أنا يقول ترشافي على العكس ودراي لك سعدي فول جوال ممكن الله هدو اللي هي هل شيء عن حرت ولا أفر درع عن صوت هلا بدي عمالك استقعش عشانه لك يجي لك يجي إلا يوم القيامة أرولنا وعلى العمل يا صدح لذي بورصة ولي ببعي ومكين كرتي صدح لذي بورصة معلك أرماجدة بنت عرفت إجت توريه صدح لذي بورصة يوجرين صدح يجي كان وقتها صدح يجي على بلوكات يجي لك يجي كبه يجي ألعاب يجي باسبور يجي وراقه يجي عافمات يسمح له صار ما يسهل هذا الرمنين أنت بس خوت أنت لا أنا وجه مضحك على قرع وجهك كاب بدله كل من ناحية احترام هو إذا الدنيا ذا يقول نعبت وح كل نعبات ضلال كل ذا أنا كرر سيل ما كرر ليس سجال بلاد أنا شم هل بلا فلان هل بلا ركيج إيكان الله ألميه ركيج إيكان ركيج سومالي مريولة
horta aad baan uga xumahay hooyadan hadda ka hor waxaan meeshan ka daawateen iyadoo ooyeysa isla gabadhaana ka oohineysay laakiin waalidku markay xanaaqsan yihiin way habaaraan ilmaha hadhow hadday arkaan raalli ahaada iyagoo habaarkii ay ku habaareen u ildaranna mar labaad waa ooyeysa hooyooyinka iska saasa waalidkaas sida ah nabigu calayhi salaatu wasalaamna waa nahayey wadkaa iska habaarinin ilma habaarinin waa diiday in la habaaro gabadha ilaahay ha u soo hanuuniyo hooyadaas intaa ka badan ma sii dhegeysan karayno laakiin waxa weeye shalay way ooyeysa kolba hadeerna waatan hadallada ay ku hadlayso noocyada ay yihiin iyo sida ay yihiin waad u jeedaan marka waxaan leenahay ilaahay waalidki ilmaha uu hanuuniyo oo gaar ahaan aynu u ducayno walaalayaal hooyadaas waaya inta haddaan kaga gudubno waxaan rabaa qoladan Soomaalida ah ilma arayaal waa caddiin Soomaali baati ana idin iri meeshii caada ahayd baa xaq ka dhigateen kaliya xarro oo kale carro caano oo kale xaano bimacnaa caada meeshii ahayd oo dhan shay kasta oo inaga inoo ah Soomaalida iyaga xaq bay u tahay waxyaabo badan oo aysan bedelin sida waxaro oo kale shayga xaqda ka bilowday bedelaan oo u bedelaan ma garanaysaa shayga xaqda ka bilowday bay xaq u bedelaan intaan ku arkay oo arki doontaan nin dhalinyaro ah oo aad fariido ah bay gabadha wada hadlayaan gabadha laftigeeda gabadhu waa gabar Soomaaliyeed anigu fikir ahaan hadda saan ka qabo waa gabar Soomaaliyeed qoladaas ay gabadhaasi ka dhalatay waxa la yiraahdaa magacooda qoladan waa qolo horta gabadhaan horta waa rindiile qolo la yiraahdo waa Soomaali reer diinle inay yihiin baan u malaynay anigu waxaan aaminsanahay inay yihiin reer diinle warima reeyalow reer diinlow war baan idin farayaa Soomaali iyada halka qadaadka iska laalaada ma aragteen diiqa Soomaali diiqa doorada markuu qabsado ama digaagada hadba ka tiraad halkaas ku dhigaa moogta qadaadka buu ka laalaadsama Soomaali qadaadka isku wada dhiganta mid wuxuu ogol kuma jiro waa idin ognahay reer ma garanaysaa maxaa ilaadaa reerkii naasow hahay reer diinlow ilma adeerayaalow waa idin ognahay Soomaali baati gabadha hadalka la weydiinayo ama il hal la weydiiyo ama dhig hal la weydiiyo ama carab hal la weydiiyo ama meel kasta ama faruuriyahan hal la weydiiyo waa Soomaali waa wada Soomaali madax hadii la weydiiyo tin wax u fiyow ma jiro waa wada Soomaali waa qowmiyad dhan Kenya degan yihiin dhinaca Ethiopia ka degan yihiin oo maaragtay oramada Soonaheeda degan maxnaha waa dad qowmiyad dhan oo Soomaaliyeed way halkaa ku luntay. Waxaan idin leeyahay marka talaa idin siinaya reer diinlow, ilma adeerayaalow, Soomaali qadaadkaasi isku wada dhiganta, ha soo dhexgelinina, waa ladan tihiin, waa barwaaqaysan tihiin, halkiinaasaa degan tihiin. hadde dhibaato aa qabtaan nama soo gaarine wanaaggiinaanu soo gaaray. aad baa u mahadsantihiin, soomaalinimadiina weydiin ogsoonnahay. hal keliya na tara, qolyahaas Kenya aa wada joogtaan oo Soomaalida ah, marka codcod iyo la gaaro ilma adeerayaal isu codeeya, qaraabaa tihiin iyo walaalo. laakiin halkaa ka jooga, dhan kastoo aan eegaba walaalayaal waa Soomaali. gabadhaas bal adigu kaalay Soomaali u diid, iyo gabdho kale, iyo ninaan arkayay, iyo qowmiyadda dhan markay meel joogeen. Soomaali caadiya weeye. qaar la fasalgaday waa arkayay, laakiin inta badan war waa Soomaali. teeda kale waxa la yiri diimaha ay leeyihiin, diinta islaamka ay haystaan, ka kristanka waa haystaan, diin la yiraahdo waaq. ma maqasheen idinku? caabud waaq, amarti waaq, jid waaq, adu waaqide waaq. Soomaali qaar qabiilo inaga inoo yahay waaq, weligii iyo waaqay, ma garanaysa? weligii iyo waaq, weligii iyo allahay weeye, ma ogid bay ula jeedeen Soomaalidu kelmadda waaq allah bay u taqaan. weligii iyo waaqay ma maqal, macnaha weligii iyo allahay ma maqal, bimacnaa meelo badan baynu iska shabahnaa. ciddan waa isleennahay. warbal anigu yaanan hadal idinku daalin, warbal daawada cidda.
Okay, how do you say mother in your language?
Mother, you say abar, or you say ayo.
Ayo. Okay. In my dialect, ayo is also mother, right? And habar means like a elderly woman. For example, also habar with a ha. So your one is abar, right, with an a.
Yeah, abar.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
H.
In Somali it begins with a H, so it's habar. If someone tells you "Ka habarta usheg," it means go tell your mom. But people don't use that anymore. In the contemporary Somali, they use hoyo most of the time. But in old Somali, ayo and habar both meant subhanallah hoyo. Even today, if you go to deep rural areas, they still use ayo and habar to mean a mother. But when you come to the town and cities, they use hoyo most of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said Habar is a curse. Now there's Habar and there's Habar. Habar is a curse. Habar, look at one of them, Habar has double A in the end, and Habar has one A in the end. So Habar means hoyo, Habar means a curse. The difference. All right. How do you say father in your language?
A father, you say mbaba.
Mbaba.
Yeah. But now there are some people who say abba.
Abba.
Yeah.
Mbaba or Abba. So Mbaba is older than Abba.
Yeah.
In usage. Okay.
Yeah.
In Somali we say Abo.
Abo.
Abo. Yeah. Abo or Abe. Depends on which dialect you speak. Yeah.
Oh.
How do you say your uncle? Your dad's sorry, not your dad. I mean, yeah, your dad's brother or your mom's brother.
Say abdi.
Abti, that's your mom's brother.
Yeah.
Abti. So in Somali we say Abti as well. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. What about your dad's brother? What do you call that?
Your dad's brother or your dad's sister.
Your dad's brother.
My dad's brother is still my uncle, or?
No, in Somali, in Rendile, how do you say your dad's brother? Huh?
Abti mbabahe.
Oh, so your dad's brother is also Abti.
Yeah.
And your mom's brother is Abti.
Yeah. It's one and the same.
So, yeah, the difference between them is that in Somali, my dad's brother is my Ader. You see? And my mom's brother is my Abti. So there's that distinction. Yeah, Ader is so I think this is where the Rendila needs to take that word, take the word Ader. to apply to your. We
Thank
give
you.
it to you. Okay. So what's your dad's sister then? What do you call your dad's sister?
Okay, in short, I don't know that, but I know an auntie. What you call your auntie?
Okay, go on, tell me.
Yeah, you call your auntie Ingo.
Ingo.
Yeah.
Okay, is that like which auntie is that? Is it like your mom's sister or your dad's sister, or it doesn't matter? Is it the same?
I don't know really, but there's one that we call Ada, and there's one that we call Ingo. I don't know where the difference is.
Okay, remember. Okay, cool, no problem. I'll take that. But so what about your mom's? So one of them. Okay, so Ada. Okay.
Oh,
Ada.
someone is saying here, my dad's brother is called Abaya.
Yeah.
That's so true. Abaya. We call Abaya.
That's your dad's brother, Abaya,
Yeah.
and your mom's sister would be Apti.
Abti. Yeah.
Abaya. Okay, cool. So we call it Ader, but I like whoever said that. Thank you. So the second question is, wait, I forgot. So your mom, what's your mom's sister then?
I said there was one that you call Ingo and the other one you say Adda. So I don't know the difference. It always confuses me.
All right, okay, next time I'm gonna call you and I'll ask you because I'm guessing, my guess is that
Oh,
Ada is for your mom and Ingo is probably for your dad. Because Ada sounds like, Somali Ada means like something to do with your mother's side, you know? Ada la Ada, like a lot of my mind people say that. Ada la Ada.
yeah.
So I think
Someone
that's
is
something
saying
different.
mom's sister is Adda. I
Ada,
think it's true. Yeah.
is that for your mom's side?
Yeah.
See, I was right. I don't even speak Hindi and I was right. See, I should learn Hindi. Auntie, uncle, or is it father? All right. Nephew, nephew, basically your brother's son.
I don't know how we call them, but I think we
Comment
just
section,
refer
help.
to them as
Let the comment section help.
Walasei or
Walasei.
Walalei or Walasei. Walasei if it's a lady and Walalei if it's male.
So what do you call your brothers and sisters then? Your actual, what's your sister? How do you say sister and brother in your language?
Sister and brother.
Because in Somali,
Wow.
Walashay, Walalay, that's like, Walashay means my sister, and Walalkay means my brother, that's Somali. But what you're saying is basically, so if Walashay and Walalay,
I think
go on.
when it comes to the nephew and the niece, I have to look into that. I think Walasei and
Oh.
Walalei is brother and sister. Yeah, you're correct about that.
All right, cool. I'll move on from that one. Let's go to niece. Okay, cousin. Should we do cousin, or do you have something for cousins?
Cousin, we call them Inamabaret. Inamabaret.
So which cousin is that? Is it on your mom or your dad's side?
Now, if it's a male,
Yeah.
you say Inam Abaret. But if it's a lady, say Inam Abaret. It's one and the same.
Inam Abaret.
Yeah.
Is that on your mom? Okay. Abaret, is that like a female one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Abaret, that's like because Abar means mother, so that's on your mom's side.
Yeah.
See, I'm already making
I don't
the
know
links.
I don't know on the male side.
Okay, cool. No problem. All right. How do you say? Some people are asking me, about colors. We'll do the colors. I haven't put the colors in here, but we'll do colors at last. So in the end of the video, I want everybody to list. Someone said ilmo habred. Ilmo
Ilmabaret.
habred.
I don't know.
Yeah. Somali, ilmo habred means my cousin. That's another way of saying it. But all right. So in my language, uncle on my dad's side is Ader, on my mom's side is Apti. Nephew, so my nephew is Ina Ader, so Ina Kader Kwahai, so on and so forth. Okay. How do you say neighbor? Let's move on from that one. Neighbor.
Neighbor, you say oloh. Oloh.
Olah.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Olah. Sounds nice. Somali, I need to learn more
Olohey,
about.
my neighbor. Olohey.
Olahey, my neighbor.
Yeah.
In Somali, we say Daris.
That is. I can see
Yeah,
people
that is.
writing here.
Huh?
There is.
Yeah. Yeah, Daris. So, and my neighbor is Dariskay. I'm a Dariskay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What do you call a country?
A country, we say Ilanya. Ilanya.
Ilanya.
Yeah.
So, okay, Ilan means a country.
Yeah.
And Ilanya means my country.
Yeah.
So, I've only guessed that because you said, when you did this, when you said Ilanya, I was like, okay,
Ilanya.
my country. Yeah. So Il means a country.
Yeah.
But what do you call I again?
Indo.
Indo. What about one I?
One eye. Inda.
Inda.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because in my language, Indo is two eyes and Il is one eye. But you guys call Il a
Il,
country.
you know, Il in our language it means Il. It's like down. It's like down. Like ilagar. Like look down.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because so in my language, a country, right, is either dal. You know how you guys say il? So we
Yeah.
say dal with the D in the front, right? So dal ama dul. So dul also means down. It means the ground, right? Yeah. So let's move on. So let me see how many we've got. Yeah, we've got two more. Three more categories. Now we're gonna go to domestic animals. Are you good with animals? Domestic animals? Okay, cool. So the domestic animals. What do you call a goat?
A goat we call Rio.
Rio.
Yeah.
What about many? Is that many goats or one goat?
Rihiyet. I think in plural, if it's many, you say rihiyet. If it's single, you say Rio. Yeah.
Is it Rido or Mr. Rio with a Y?
Rio. Rio.
Rio.
With a Y. Yeah.
You know, in my language, if you add O behind anything like Y-O to anything, it's plural. So Rio in my language is many goats. Okay? And one goat is Ri. But then Ri is usually a female goat. And a male goat, we call it Orgi. So what do you guys call a male goat? Same?
I don't know. I don't know.
Are you guessing? All right, cool, no problem. What about a cow? What do you call a cow?
A cow we call Loyo. Loyo.
Why are you lying?
Loyo.
Loyo.
Yeah, Loyo.
Is that one cow, yeah?
I don't know the if it's singular or plural. I just know cows. They're called Loyo.
Loyo. So that's cows, many cows. I'm gonna think that's gonna be many cows because in Somali, Loyo means many cows, right? But we don't even use that word. We don't use Loyo. There's not a Somali word called Loyo. But basically, you know, in English, you know how you have sheep and sheep. If you want to use a plural term for sheep, it's sheep. If you want to use singular term for sheep, it's still sheep, right? The same thing with Somali. Lot is lot. right? Lot, whether they are many or small, there is no plural term for lot. Someone is saying loyal. There's no such thing as loyal or loyo. There is no Somali word in the Somali dictionary. Stop making words up. But I appreciate your to the comment section. I appreciate it. All right. What about a cow? Sorry, camel. What do you call a camel?
Camel, we call it gal. Gal.
Gal.
Yeah.
Something I forgot to ask you. What do you call a baby goat?
A baby goat, we call it makal.
Mahal.
Yeah.
Mahal. That sounds like mahal in Somali to hear. In Somali, baby goat is wahar.
Wahar. Yeah, we also
Yeah.
call wahar because if you want to say like waharet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it also wahar. That's also a name in Rendile. You call it.
Really?
You can
Is that-
call it mahal, I think, or
Okay,
you can
cool.
call it also wahar. It's the one and the same.
Okay. What about a baby cow?
Baby cow, I have no idea.
Okay. In my language, you call it whale.
What?
Whale.
Whale.
Yeah.
You know, whale in our language, it's a baby, just a baby.
Really?
Whale is my baby. Now, whale in our language, it's just a
In
baby.
my language, yeah, whale is a baby cow. Yeah, but
Oh.
that's different. So you guys call an actual baby whale. Now imagine if you went to Somalia and you
Yeah.
called, oh, look at your beautiful
Oh my
whale.
goodness.
Imagine calling a woman. You go to Somalia, you see a woman, a baby, and you call her, MashaAllah, I love your whale. They'll be like, what's she talking about? My child's not a whale.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
really.
Okay. Do you know anything about baby camel?
Yeah, we call it nirach.
Nirah.
Nirach. Nirach.
Nirah.
Yeah.
That's very, because something I've realized here, you know, kha, or, you know, kha and ayn and ga are interchangeable. So sometimes where you have nirah, you can actually call it with a G. So in Somali, we call it nirig.
Nirig.
Yeah. Nirg. So instead of saying nirich or nirach, we say nirig. It's very similar though. What about, so let's go to a sheep. What do you call a sheep?
A sheep, we call it ono. Ono.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You call the sheep or no?
Yeah.
In my language, ono means food.
Not ono. The way you guys say, we say
What?
ono, like O-N-N-O. The way you can say
Oh.
O-N-N-O.
Is
Ono.
it on?
Ono.
Oh no, I thought you said no.
Yeah. Now there's
thought you
no
said-
H, but the O. You say
Okay.
ono.
You know, in Oromo, one is the heart in Oromo. So yeah. So ono means sheep, right? So what about, do you know a baby sheep? What do you call a baby sheep?
You call it Whaley Iyat. Whaley Iyat.
Whaley Iyat.
Yeah, Whaley Iyat.
Whaley Iyat. Whaley Iyat. Is that baby sheep?
Yeah, baby sheep.
Okay, chicken. Let's go to chicken. What do you call a chicken?
Chicken, we call it Luku.
Sorry, I forgot to tell the people. In Somali, a sheep is, so a male sheep is one, and a female sheep is lah, right? And a baby sheep would be ido, right? Ido is the baby, one is the male, and lah is the female. All right. So what do you call a chicken? Sorry.
A chicken, we call it Luku.
Luku.
Yeah.
Okay. Luku. Luku. In Somali, we call it doro. Doro. Yeah.
Doro.
So Doro. Someone said nail. I didn't know about nail, but I knew about Ido. Anyways, Doro. So that's what we call. What about a baby chicken? What do you call
Just
that?
the same. I think it's just the same.
Okay. What about cat?
Or you can say Waililupu. The baby
Are you
chicken.
guessing?
Waililupu.
Are you guessing that? You're guessing that, right? You're brainstorming.
I'm not brainstorming. If you want to say, if it's a chicken, if it's a
I'm
chicken,
joking.
it's a lupu.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. But if it's a baby chicken, you can say Waililuku. The baby of a
Wait.
chicken. Yeah,
Okay.
Waililuku.
Baby. Now in Somali, what was the name for a baby chicken? Listen, for the people who are saying digag is actually an Arabic word. It comes from dijaja. So what we're trying to do here is we're not trying to mention any foreign words. We're trying to just mention the actual Somali or Cushitic terms which have no foreign influence. Okay? Because that helps me to understand the Afro-Asiatic language in total. So once we talk about all of these people, if you know any other person who knows how to speak another language within the Cushitic family, I need a Beja, if you know anyone, but Beja from the Beja tribe, anyone from any of other Cushitic, because I've already interviewed Rendile, I've interviewed Oromo. I haven't interviewed the Borana. I would like to interview a Borana Oromo because their dialect is very, very similar to Somali. And also the Beja. So Borana or Beja, if you know anyone who speaks these languages, please do let me know. Or just follow me and I'll follow you back and let me know in the comment section. Okay, where was I? A cat. What do you call a cat?
A cat, we call it Ngus.
What do you call it?
Ngus. We call a cat Ngus.
You know,
you know why I don't like saying a cat? Because there was a time I was telling that on my live and some people started saying goose goose here. Yeah, but it's N with an N. Ngus. Goose.
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, you know what it means in my language, so I'm not gonna go into further detail. A lot of people are laughing in my comment section.
Yeah, mine
So
too.
in Somali, baby chicken. Sorry, a cat in Somali is so you have nyanyur, or we have bisad, or we also have mukulal. So all of them.
Oh.
Nyanyur, bisad, mukulal. Depends on which dialect you speak. So I use all of them. If I'm in the north, I would say mukulal. If I'm in the south, I would say nyanyur. If you're in another place, I would say bisad, So that's one thing. All right. Let's go to farming. Okay. So what do you call a farm in your language?
A farm, we call it harra. We relate the farm to like soil. So we call it harra.
Harra.
Yeah.
So the soil is actually okay, now it makes sense. In Somali, the soil is called arro. Arro. So you call it har.
Yeah.
And in Somali, something that sounds har or is basically har, which is basically shit. Har in Somali. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, swear, I'm not gonna lie. So that's Somali. But in my language, the soil we call it arro, and a farm we call it ber, or any plant which you can eat, it's a ber, right? And ber comes from the root word to plant a seed. So when you plant a seed, that's called ber. So anything that's been, that's where it comes from. What do you call milk in your language?
We call milk hanu.
Hanu.
Yeah.
Hanu. When you say these words, in a way that's different, like a way that I know, but it sounds different. I don't know. It just sounds. It gives me a weird feeling. Like for example, we say ano, right? But you say hanu. It's very similar,
Yeah.
but just like yeah, it's someone speaking Somali, but they're saying it differently. Hanu. We say ano. Oh, another one. You know when you boil the milk and then you get that thing on top, that thin layer. What do you call
Yeah.
that?
What do you call it? I don't know what we call it. Maybe I can.
Yeah, so in my language we call it laben.
Laben.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't recall in my language what we call it.
Yeah, we call it laben. But it's fine. Maybe I'll ask you some other time. What about beans? What do you call beans?
We call it marauke. Marauke.
Marauke.
Yeah, marauke.
That sounds like maharage.
Yeah, now us we call it marauke.
Did you borrow that from the Swahili people?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because in Somali beans we call it digir.
Digir.
Yeah. Do you have something for that? Does it sound similar in your language? Something that sounds like digir? Nothing
No.
that sounds like digir. Even something
Unless you
nasty.
say dikil,
Dikil. What is dikil?
the elbow.
Ah, dikil. Of course, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention. Rice. What do you call rice in your language?
We call it mchele, just like Swahili.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
Mchele,
We don't have
okay.
a name for rice in our
Yeah,
tribe.
of course. Yeah. In Somali we call it baris. Yeah,
Yeah, I
baris.
know.
Or yeah. You know it, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you use baris?
You say biris marach. You
Baris
cook
maraq?
biris and marach. That's what
Yeah,
you say.
baris. Yeah, baris maraq, yeah. The other word is flour. You know the flour, like the one that you bake? What
Yeah.
do you call that?
We call it mutu.
Mutur.
Mutu.
Mutu.
Yeah, it's not like Swahili the way. I don't know. Do you
Yeah,
understand
mutu,
Swahili?
yeah. I speak Swahili, yeah. Yeah, I know what you
Not
mean.
like you say mutu. Like you say mutu. We call it mutu.
Mutu. So mutu
Yeah.
means flour. In Somali, it's bur or daqiq. But daqiq is Arabic, so let's go to the Somali word. So it's bur. So we
Bur.
every time you want to speak about bur. Yeah.
Yeah. Bur in
Okay,
our
what about
language
big?
can mean something
Yeah.
big.
It means like bur,
Yeah. Wahasa bur.
like with W, right? U in between. Yeah, because in Somali as well, bur means fat, or bur means a hill, like something that's like a hill, yeah, or sometimes a mountain, but usually a hill. What do you call maize?
Maize we call it incheba.
In Cheba,
Yeah.
we call it galay.
Gele.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Okay.
maize. What about tomato?
Tomato? I have no idea about tomato.
Really?
Yeah.
In Somali, we say ñaño.
Ñaño. I think we just
Yeah.
call it ñaña like Swahili for us. We just call it
Yeah,
ñaña.
same as well. Because ñaño. Yeah, we call it ñaño. Anyone else who has another word for Somali, which is for tomato, please comment down below. We call it fara'ad. I'm talking about ñaño. How do you say tomando? Someone said tomando. That's English,
There's
guys. That's not
someone
Somali.
saying habub or tamad. I don't know.
Oh, habub. Yeah, that's the thing. Because I'm from Kenya, so we say ñaña as well, like Swahili, you know. So Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Habub. Let's take Habub. Habub is much better. But also Habub could be Habub could be Arabic. I'm not sure. All right, we are on wildlife, the last category. What do you call lion in your language?
A lion, we call it bahasi.
Bahasi.
Bahasi. Yeah, bahasi.
Bahasi. Okay.
Yeah.
In Somali, we call it, it sounds similar. Baha. You know the bah bit? If you add li in the beginning, it becomes
Libah.
libah. Yeah.
Oh.
So, bahasi, libah. But it's very close. Very, very close. What do you call a hyena?
A hyena, we call it waraba.
Waraba. Really?
Yes.
Same
Yeah,
thing
we
with
call it
Somali.
waraba.
In Somali, we call it warabe.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. What about an elephant? What do you call an elephant?
Elephant, we call it Arab.
Arab.
Yeah.
Arab.
Yeah.
In Somali, we call it marodi.
Barodi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Marodi. I don't know what that means, but it's called marodi. What about a leopard? You know.
A leopard, we call it Qabil.
Huh?
Qabil.
Qabil.
Yeah.
In Somali, we call it shabel.
Shabel.
Yeah, it's shabel. And what about a cheetah? What do you call a cheetah?
We still call it Qabil. They
in
believe
Somali,
like it. I don't think they see it as different, but they still call it Qabil.
Is it qabil?
Yeah, Qabil.
In Somalia, cheetah is haramad.
What? I can't say that.
Yeah. Haramad. What about like a squirrel? What do you call a squirrel? Because remember earlier you said you're gonna ask me.
Oh, a squirrel, we call it ures.
Ures.
Yes, ures.
Ures.
Yeah.
In Somali, we call it the Bangale.
The Bangale.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you call a fox?
A fox. A fox, we call it.
Yeah. Oh, she's gone offline. You're back.
Can you hear
me?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me right
cool.
now?
So, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're a little bit behind. You're lagging a little bit, but I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying we call it dawaho.
Is that for a fox? Yeah, dawaho.
Yeah, dawaho.
You know, some people are also saying unraisi is Somali. Someone said also, would you call a squirrel?
A squirrel, we call it ures.
In Somali, there's some people telling me we call it unres in the comment section. So thank you guys, unres. There's a Somali word as well, so that's also close to Somali. Also, dawaho. In Somali, we say dawao with a ain, like a ah.